In one of my previous videos I animated Fire Force in 1 hour and 24 hours. After the video I got some comments asking for more, so in this video I'll be animating Jujutsu Kaisen in 1 hour and 24 hours. Alright, for the 1 hour attempt, this is the clip from the anime I'll be reanimating. Now obviously, with 1 hour, it's almost impossible to animate this, but we'll see what I'm able to cook up within the time frame. Alright, let's get into the video. First things first, I'll create the project and set up my animation environment. As always, I'll be animating on 24 frames per second. Let's get right into animating. Obviously, 1 hour is not a lot of time to replicate the previous animation, but my idea is simple. Basically, the animation is gonna have 3 cuts. The first one of him bringing out the fire, the second one, a close-up of his hands, and the third is when he takes the fuga stance. It took me about 4 minutes to finish the first cut and move on to the close-up cut of his hands. This cut was kind of tricky because it took a while to get the right angle to animate from, and my brain kept on telling me to add fingers. I figured there wasn't enough time, so I didn't do that. After about 8 minutes, I was at the final cut. In this scene, I want to animate him slowly stretching out his hands, just like in the animation clip. It took quite a while to get the right body positioning for the stickman. About 20 minutes into animating, I had finished the main animation. All that's left is to work on the effects and clean up the animation. I added in the heads after finishing with the body animation. Nothing too serious, it's a stickman after all. His head is literally a giant dot. Now for the juicy part of this animation, animating the fire effect. Animating effects is one of my favorite part of animation because it gives so much life to the animation. Anyways, if you're looking to learn how to animate the fire effect, I already have a tutorial on that, so check out the tutorials playlist in the description and get to animating. I'm trying to animate the fire flowing out his hand, just like in the clip at the beginning of the video. I was well aware of my time, so I made sure not to go overboard with the animation. After all, at this point, it's easy to tell that this is a fire animation, and that's what's important. For this close-up cut, I had to animate the fire igniting and growing out as the stickman opened his palms. I enjoyed animating this part because I was trying out something new for the first time and it was kinda exciting to work on. I'll just leave you guys to enjoy the short time-lapse of the fire animation. Alright, finally we're at the last cut. The fire animation here is flowy and stagnant. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but that's how best I can explain it. It's a flaming arrow, so I had to maintain the shape of the arrow even while animating the fire effect. I made a lot of color fill mistakes animating the effect because the fire was on a layer underneath the stickman, so it was somewhat difficult to connect the lines properly. Anyways, I had so much fun animating the fire effect, but there wasn't enough time to go all out, so I had to be really quick with it if I wanted to finish this animation. Looking at my time, I had just around 16 minutes left, and I still wasn't done with the fire animation. I went back to the first cut to animate the second color flame on a different layer. I didn't have much time, so I couldn't animate the flames properly. I just rushed it so I would finish up the animation on time. Looking at my time, I had just 10 minutes left. I knew I was cooked. Well, there's not much that can be done in an hour. Hopefully the animation comes out decent, or at least a little like the clip. I animated a second color fire all through the animation. Although it didn't look as good as the first, it should give the effect I'm looking to create with it. With just 3 minutes left, I finished up the fire effect, adjusted the timing of the animation by copying and pasting frames, and eventually turning on the layer glow option to give the fire a better look. With these, my time was up and I exported and edited the project. Before I show the results of the animation, it would be really cool if you slap the like and subscribe button. Also turn on notifications for when new videos drop. Doing this helps grow the channel. And now, back to the results. Okay, that was the 1-hour attempt. Now it's time for the 24-hour attempt. I'll just create a new project, set up the animation environment, and get to work. The animation is going to be similar to the previous one. I'm going to be reanimating the clip we saw at the beginning of the video, except this attempt leaves me with a lot of time to make the animation better. While I was animating his hands stretching out, I tried to add fingers again, but I failed after a couple of awful trials. Drawing hands can be hard sometimes. Well, eventually I settled for the stickman's bare hands without adding fingers. Finally, I moved on to animating the last cut where he slowly pulls out his hands and drags out the flaming arrow. Once that was done, I added in the heads on the stickman on a different layer just to keep things less messy when I'm adding in clothes to the character. Next, I moved on to animating the main part of the animation, which was the flames. I really took my time to animate the flames and draw them properly since I had practically the whole day to do that. If you would notice, the fire here is more detailed than the 1-hour attempt. Well, I guess it's true how good animation requires enough time. After animating the yellow flames, I created another layer to animate the orange flame as well. This too was more detailed than the previous 1-hour attempt. Okay, enough yapping. Enjoy this short animation time-lapse. While animating the flames, I got to this scene where he drags out the flaming arrow and decided to animate fingers on his hands. I would say this was one of the hardest parts of the animation. Immediately after, I got to animating the clothes. I first had to learn how to even draw the clothes before I started animating. To be honest, this was without a doubt the hardest part of the animation. While animating the clothes, I realized how much I needed to learn clothes animation. Maybe I'll make another video dedicated to it, but for now I'll just push through with my basic skills and hopefully it comes out good. I animated the clothes on 1s and 2s. I was going for a windy flowing clothes type of animation and I think it worked just fine. Animating the clothes took a lot of time because I was kinda new to it. I spent almost 6 hours animating clothes, although I took some breaks in between. Overall, it was a very fun experience and I really enjoyed the process. After this video, I'll go back to study clothes animation. If you'd want me to make a video on it, let me know in the comments below. The rest of the day was spent on finishing up the clothes animation and some little details. I'll leave you guys to enjoy the short time lapse now. Once I had finished the animation, I went on to add the backgrounds. Nothing serious, just a couple of rocks in the far end. I was really tired at this point and I needed the animation to be over with. After finishing up, I exported the project, edited it, and this was the result. Well guys, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to spank the like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out more videos here and learn to animate with the playlist of over 80 videos.